Assalamu alaikum students. This lecture is about linear mappings. Here we will discuss some introductory things about linear mappings, and this concept will be further elaborated with help of some examples. First I will explain the term of mapping. Here the mapping is Here the word mapping is synonym of function. Suppose we have two sets A and B, obviously non-empty, and suppose to each element A in A there is assigned a unique element of B called the image of A. The collection F of such assignments is called a mapping or function from the set A into set B, and symbolically it is denoted like this. The set A is called domain of the mapping and B is called the target set. So here the word mapping is same as function. And now we will revise some other concepts about mappings. We all are familiar with the types of mappings. These are the general categories. Some mappings are one-one or injective. Others are called surjective mappings. And the mappings which are both injective and surjective, they are called the bijective maps. Now first I will explain what is one-to-one mapping. A mapping F is said to be one-to-one if different elements of A have distinct images. That is, if f of A equal to f of A dash, then A equal to A dash. This is also known as one-one test. That is, if we have to prove that a function f is one-one, then we will suppose that images of two elements A and A dash are equal, and if this implies that A and A dash are same, then f is said to be injective. And a famous example of injective function is identity function, most simple function this is. Next I will explain about the surjective map, also known as onto map. A mapping F is said to be onto if for every B in B, if every B is the image of at least one element A of A. And such kind of functions are called surjective or onto functions. Next definition is about the bijective function, also known as one-to-one functions, and it is also termed as one-to-one correspondence. A function f is said to be one-to-one correspondence between the sets A and B if f is both one-to-one and onto. So these are the some basic categories of mappings. Now our next topic is linear mapping. Which mappings are linear? So here is the definition of linear mapping. Let V and U be vector spaces over the same field K. A mapping F from the vector space V to vector space U is called a linear mapping or linear transformation. if it satisfies the following two conditions. The first condition is that for any vectors v and w in V, f of v plus w equal to f of v plus f of w. Here this means that if we apply f on the sum of two vectors, then it is same as the summing the images of these two vectors under f. Second condition is that for any scalar k and any vector v in V, f of kv is equal to k times f of v. That is, if we first multiply the vector with the scalar and then we apply function, then it is same as applying the function on the vector and then operating it with the constant or scalar k. So it is the definition of linear mapping. Here if we substitute k equal to 0 into the condition 2, then we obtain f of 0 equal to 0. That is, image of 0 vector is always 0 under a linear mapping. Now these two above conditions 1 and 2, they can be summarized in a single equation or a single relationship like this. So if we have two scalars a and b in the field and two vectors, then this means that f of ab plus bw can be written like this using the first condition, and now applying the second condition we get this relation. So sometimes we take this relation as a definition of linear mapping instead of taking these two conditions separately. Here is a remark about the definition. The definition of linear mapping can be applied to get this relation. Now here ai's denote the scalars and vi's denote the vectors, and by applying the definition of linear mapping we obtain the following basic property of linear mappings. That is, if we apply f to such kind of function a1 v1 plus a2 v2 plus so on plus am vm, then this is equal to a1 times f of v1 plus a2 times f of v2 plus so on plus am times f of vm. And this term linear mapping, this term can also be referred as linear transformation when our linear mapping is defined between such type of vector spaces from Rn to Rn. Here is an example of linear mapping. Suppose we have a linear transformation or linear mapping from R3 to R3, and it is a projection map into the xy plane. Projection means the one component among the three components is mapped to the zero vector. That is, f is the mapping defined like this. Here the z component is mapped to the 0. Now we will show that this function f is linear. So to prove any function, if it is linear or not, we take two vectors v and w. These v and w belong to R3. Then f of v plus w, we will apply f to the sum of v and w. Here we will sum v and w first, and then we will apply the definition of this function f. By adding v and w we get this triplet, this vector. So applying f according to given definition we get this. This can be written as sum of these two vectors. And this is equal to, we know that this is f of v and this is f of w. Now we have proved that first condition of linear map is satisfied, that is f of v plus w equal to f of v plus f of w. Now we will check that if second condition of linear mapping is satisfied or not. And now we take a scalar k from the field f and we will apply f to the multiple of k and v. Here we will first multiply k with v and then we will apply f. So by multiplying k with the vector v we get this vector, this triplet. Applying f is the projection map, we get this. This vector can be written as multiple of these two, scalar and vector. And this is, we know that k f of v. Thus we have proved that f of kv equal to k times f of v. Thus f is a linear function. Now we will see other examples of linear maps. So here we discuss some important and famous maps, derivative and integral maps. These maps are also linear. Consider the derivative map. This derivative map is defined from the vector space V to itself. These two vector spaces are same. And D is the derivative map. And we know from calculus and from the basic properties of derivatives, we all have studied these two basic properties of derivatives. This is known as the sum rule and this is known as multiplication rule. So we all know about these two properties of derivatives, and these two properties are the same as the definition of the linear map. So we see that this can be written as d of u plus v, this is d of u and this is d of v. So first condition of linear map is satisfied and this can be written as d of ku equal to k times d of u. So this is the second condition of linear map. It is also satisfied from the basic properties of derivatives. So derivative is a linear map. Next we will discuss the integral map. Suppose j is a function from the vector space V to the set of real numbers, and j is the integral map. It is actually specific integral. J when applied to f gives us integral from 0 to 1 f of t dt. In calculus we have proved this identity and this identity. This identity shows that if we sum two functions first and then we apply the integral, then it is same as apply the integral on both functions and then summing them, and this gives us same result. And second property tells that if we apply a function with a constant and then we apply the integral, it is same as taking integral of this function u and multiplying it with k. That is, this first condition can be written as j of u plus v. This is j of u and this is j of v. And second condition is this is j of ku and this is k times j of u. So these two conditions refer that integral mapping is a linear map. Next, here are two other basic functions which we will prove that these are also linear: zero map and identity map. So what is zero map? Zero function is a function which assigns zero vector of u to every vector of v. That is, every vector of v is mapped to the zero vector of u. So now to prove that this f is linear, that is to prove that zero map is linear, we take two vectors from v and a scalar from k, and now we will check the first condition of linear map. F of v plus w, this is equal to 0. This is the definition of zero map, that when we apply f to any vector we get 0, and this 0 can be written like this: 0 is function of any vector. Similarly, second condition, we will check the second condition. Here in second condition we will see that f of kv is 0. This 0 can be written as k times 0 and k times f of v. So f is linear, and this f is sometimes denoted by the symbol 0. Next, we consider the identity mapping from the vector space V to itself. Here note that zero vector can be between any two vector spaces, but the identity map is between a vector space to itself. So we all know what is identity map. This maps every vector V to itself. To prove that this capital I map is linear, we suppose two vectors v and w belong to V, and we take two scalars a and b in K. We have this relation I of AB plus BW. So here, rather than checking the two conditions of linear map separately, we are checking it in a single step. So in some questions this is more convenient to check a map, if a given map is linear or not, by proving this identity: I of AB plus BW equal to AB plus BW. So what is the effect of I? I doesn't change this vector. So AB can be written as A times I of V, BW can be written as B times I of W. So we see that I is a linear map. Now we will discuss another example of linear map. Suppose f is a function from R2 to R2, and this is defined like this: f of xy equal to f of xy equal to x plus y x. And now we will show that f is linear. To show that f is linear, we prove that the two conditions of linear maps are satisfied. The first condition is that f of v plus w equal to f of v plus f of w, and second condition that we have to check is that f of kv is equal to k times f of v. Here u and v are the elements of R2 and k is any scalar. Now we suppose that this vector v of R2 is this pair, and this vector w is written like this pair. Now first we will sum these v and w. Summing up we get this, and if we multiply the vector v with the scalar k, then we apply the usual multiplication rule. Here we have f of v equal to, if we apply f to the vector v we get this, and similarly if we apply f to the vector w we get this pair. And now we will check if this is equal to this or not. Here f of v plus w equal to f of, first we will sum v and w, summing up v and w we get this. Now applying f we get this vector, this pair. So how this f acts? This f acts like this way, that is the first component x is mapped to x plus y, that is we sum these two x and y, and similarly the second component y is modified to x. The same thing we do here, first we sum these two and next the second component is the first one. Now this pair can be written as this way. Here we see that this pair is same as f of v and this pair is f of w. Here you can see, and f of k v equal to f of, here we first multiply k with a vector v, multiplying this we get this, and now we will apply f according to the given definition in the question. Applying f we get this pair. This pair can be written like this, taking k common, and it is the same as k times f of v. Because v, w and k are arbitrary, so this function f is a linear map. These are some problems relevant to this lecture which you should solve. First question is that show that the following mappings are linear. Here two functions are given and you have to prove that these two functions are linear or not. You have to solve this problem by in the same way as solved in the previous slide. So you will check the two conditions of linear map are satisfied or not. And the second question is that you have to show that the following mappings are not linear. So what we have to do if we want to prove that a certain map is not linear? To prove that a map is not linear, we have to show specifically the examples of pairs in R2 which doesn't satisfy the conditions of linear map. So here we will suppose we will try some two vectors u and w, for example 1, 2 and 0, -1, and we will show that the first condition of linear map is not satisfied. But if the first condition of linear map is satisfied, then we will check that the second condition of linear map is disproved. We have to see that if second condition is violated or not. So to check the second condition, we will specifically take a scalar k from, here the scalar will be from the set of real numbers. Whenever a field is not satisfied, then it is understood that our field is set of real numbers. We will take some scalars, for example we can take -3, we can take 0, we can take 1, and we multiply this k with some vector v of R2. We should take a specific value of v from R2. For example, we can take v as 1 -1 pair or 3, 0, and we will multiply k and v, and then we apply f on kv, and we will check that if it is equal to k times f of v or not. If it is not, if f of kv is not equal to f of kv, it means we are done. We have proved that this mapping is not linear. So this is how you should prove that if a map is linear or not. You have to check it on specific points, specific numbers. These four conditions are these four questions are solved like this. But the most easy way to check if a linear map is if a given map is linear or not, it is by checking that if this function doesn't map 0 vector to 0 vector, then it is not a linear map. For example, here if you put take the vector 0, f of 0 0 0. What is the image of f of 0 0 0? Its image is, put here the values of x, y, z 0, you will get 1 0 pair. So here we see that f of 0 is not the 0 vector of R2. What is the 0 vector of R2? 0 0. And what is the 0 vector of R3? 0 0 0. So in this case, to check that if f is not linear, it is very easy. We simply check that the image of 0 map is not 0. Similarly, you can check if these two functions are linear or not. And please practice these problems. Allah Hafiz.